Welcome to Auto Foresight. The entry luxury SUV segment has a problem that most buyers have quietly lived with for years. The cars look the part. The badges carry weight. But the moment you sit inside and start moving things around, you notice the compromises. The gear lever eating into the console, the second row that barely adjusts, the cabin noise that reminds you this is still an entry price point no matter what the badge says. Audi noticed too. The 2026 Q3 is not just an update. According to the manufacturer, is the brand's final internal combustion redesign for this class. And what they chose to fix, and how they chose to fix it, turns out to be the most interesting part of this whole story. The powertrain numbers are strong. But there is one decision Audi made about the platform architecture that quietly changes the ownership experience more than any spec on the sheet. We will get to that. The Q3 has been Audi's entry point into the compact luxury SUV segment for over a decade. It sits below the Q5 and targets buyers who want the Audi experience, the interior quality, the badge, the Quattro all-wheel drive, without committing to the larger footprint or the larger price. The segment it competes in is genuinely crowded. The BMW X1, the Mercedes-Benz GLA, and the Volvo XC40 are all credible alternatives with loyal followings. What makes the 2026 model's timing interesting is that Audi chose to reposition the Q3 as a practicality leader in this class, not just a premium badge play. That is a meaningful shift in what the car is trying to say about itself. North American specifications were recently finalized, and spring 2026 is the confirmed launch window for the US market. Here is the detail worth anchoring this video around. Audi moved the gear shifter to the steering column. That sounds like a small ergonomic decision. It is not. Moving the shifter out of the center console frees up the entire storage area between the front seats. And it signals that the design team was solving a real complaint from Q3 owners rather than just refreshing the look. Paired with second-row seats that now slide and recline as standard, the cabin is functionally a different vehicle than the outgoing model for anyone who regularly carries passengers or needs flexible cargo space. According to official information, the trunk offers just over 29 cubic feet with the second row up, one of the higher figures in the class, and doubles to nearly 50 cubic feet with seats folded. The standard powertrain is a 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder producing between 255 and 261 horsepower and 273 to 295 pound-feet of torque, depending on trim. That is 27 more horsepower and 22 more pound-feet than the outgoing model, a meaningful step rather than a marginal tune. The performance result is an estimated 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds. The outgoing Q3 needed roughly 7.1 seconds for the same run. A 1.6-second improvement in a compact luxury SUV is the kind of gap that changes how a car feels in daily driving, not just at a track. The power delivery through the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission with standard Quattro all-wheel drive is what makes this architecture feel more planted than its size suggests. This is where the payoff to the earlier question arrives. The platform underpinning the Q3 has been updated to the MQB Evo architecture, the latest Volkswagen Group electronic foundation. That update is what enables the trainable park assist system, where the vehicle learns and stores specific parking maneuvers that the driver performs manually, then replicates them on command. It is a practical feature dressed in technology, which is fairly representative of how this generation of Q3 approaches most things. For buyers who want fewer compromises on fuel consumption, a plug-in hybrid variant is also listed. Multiple reports indicate an electric-only range of approximately 57 miles under real-world conditions, making it relevant for buyers with shorter daily commutes who still want combustion coverage for longer journeys. Official combined figures for the PHEV have not yet been fully confirmed across all markets. The exterior follows Audi's current design language: clean surfaces, a wider shield grille, and sharper LED signatures front and rear. Digital matrix LED headlights and OLED taillights are available, with the OLED units capable of customizable light signatures and safety alert patterns for other road users. Whether buyers in this segment notice the lighting tech or simply appreciate that the car looks more premium in the dark is perhaps the more honest answer. Inside, the cabin presents an 11.9-inch Virtual Cockpit instrument display, paired with a 12.8-inch MMI touchscreen. The system runs on Android Auto OS, which means native third-party application support, including streaming services, without requiring a connected smartphone. For buyers accustomed to screen mirroring as the standard approach, this is a distinction worth noting. Acoustic laminated glass is available as an option. The previous Q3 received consistent feedback about cabin refinement. This edition addresses that directly, though whether is standard or optional across markets will vary by trim level. The ADAS suite on the MQB Evo platform includes the full range of modern driver assistance features, adaptive cruise, lane keeping, emergency braking, and cross-traffic detection. None of this is surprising for the segment. What stands out is the software architecture underneath it. Because the platform shares its electronic backbone with the wider VW Group ecosystem, over-the-air update capability is built in from the start rather than added later. The trainable park assist mentioned in the powertrain section is one expression of this. The car improves at specific learned tasks over time rather than arriving with a fixed capability ceiling. The Android OS Foundation also positions the Q3's infotainment for long-term app ecosystem support, which is increasingly relevant as buyers keep vehicles for longer cycles. Audi has now put a 12-inch plus touchscreen into enough of its lineup that describing it as a premium feature starts to feel imprecise. It is simply how the brand builds interiors now. The confirmed launch window is spring 2026 for the United States market. The base S-Line Quattro trim starts at $43,700 plus destination charges, according to official pricing information. That entry price includes standard Quattro all-wheel drive. For context, the BMW X1 base trim in the same market offers comparable packaging but a lower power output at a similar starting point. The Q3's positioning in the segment is therefore not purely on price, is on content per dollar relative to the nearest alternatives. Market availability outside North America is expected to follow, though confirmed regional pricing and trim structures for Europe, Australia, and other markets have not yet been finalized as of the time of this video. What is worth sitting with after reviewing the Q3 is not just the spec improvements, it's the decision pattern. Audi chose to spend their final combustion development cycle on things like center console layout, sliding rear seats, and platform electronics rather than chasing a headline horsepower number. The power gains are real, but they are arguably not the point. That suggests a brand that understands this class is being evaluated differently now. Buyers in this segment are not just buying a badge. They are comparing total value in a way that forces premium brands to justify the premium at every touchpoint. The Q3's update reads as a response to exactly that pressure. Whether that focus on interior usability and platform depth resonates more than the traditional approach of leading with performance numbers is an open question, and one the next few years of sales data will answer more clearly than any spec sheet. Which detail on the 2026 Q3 stands out most to you? The platform update, the interior changes, or the plug-in hybrid option? Drop it in the comments below. If you follow upcoming models like this, Auto Foresight covers them regularly. This script is built around the observation that Audi's final combustion redesign in this segment is more focused on interior usability and platform electronics than headline performance, and that this decision pattern reveals how premium brands are being forced to compete differently. The question thread is planted in the hook and paid off in the powertrain section when the MQB Evo's trainable park assist is revealed as the practical expression of that platform investment. The dry wit moment in the tech section targets Audi's now universal touchscreen rollout.